Good morning, 8th graders. I just wanted to let you know about an exciting opportunity. This opportunity is called Upward Bound. It's a program through UNR, which basically you would fill out an application process and you'd be a part of the Upward Bound program, and you would have a mentor come and help you throughout high school, and you would be provided with free tutoring. You'd get college tours. They would help you apply for financial aid for college, help you apply for college. You'd be able to get certain scholarships through Upward Bound. And during your college life, they would also continue to help you when you are part of Upward Bound. So this is an awesome opportunity. If you want additional information, go ahead and check Microsoft Teams. There's going to be more information about that and the application. And if you need anything else, please come see me, Mr. Rodriguez. And I also wanted to let you know that the second round of Signature Academy applications are going to be due on March 15th. So if you're interested in that, you can also check Microsoft Teams or come see me, Mr. Rodriguez, if you need more information on the different Signature Academies. Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to TNN. With me I have, well, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Miss Rozelle.
What do you teach?
I teach math, 7th grade math.
Nice. How long have you been a teacher for?
I have been a teacher for almost 7 years.
That's longer than my sister's been alive. Are you from Reno?
I was born here in Reno, but I haven't lived here since I was like 17, so this is the first time I've been back in like 15 years.
So where have you traveled? Where have you lived?
I've lived in Southern California, I've lived in Texas, in Washington, so like Seattle, Washington. I lived in New Jersey for a while. I also lived in England, I lived in Hungary, and Romania, and Germany, and I just moved down from Alaska.
You've just been all over.
I have been all over the place.
What are a couple of interesting facts people would like to know about you?
Before I was a teacher, I was a nurse in the Army, and I don't know. Other than that, I have 2 kids, and I have a super cute little puppy. I just got her. She's like 10
What are
years
your
old.
kids' names?
My kids' names are Loki and Ash.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What are your hobbies?
My hobbies, I do a lot of martial arts. I have a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I like doing lots of like outdoor stuff. Like I like camping and hiking and stuff like that.
And making people feel short.
Here, I can shrink.
Tell us about your family. You kind of already told us about.
Yeah, so my parents live here. That's kind of why I moved down here, because my mom's down here. So we moved down so that we could be closer to family. Because like I said, we lived up in Alaska, which is very far away from everybody.
Are you like married or?
I am not married, but my kids are like 10 and 8 years old. So.
Do you have any like funny stories that happened when you were teaching?
So, all right. So since I used to live in Alaska, there was one time when it was -40 outside, and this was when I was teaching at a high school, and then some guy decided to start a fire in the boys' bathroom, like in the trash can, and we all had to like run outside on this fire, like, because it wasn't even a fire drill, it was like an actual fire evacuation because there was an actual fire. And we had to go stand outside at like -40, and like all the poor kids that were like doing PE at the time were all in like shorts and like gym shorts, and so we were all huddling together like penguins, like standing there waiting for the fire department to come because, you know, we couldn't go back in until the fire was like shut down, and so we were freezing to death, like all of us were just like huddling together and like, we're gonna die. We totally thought, yeah, it was great.
That sounds fun. Do you like music?
I absolutely love music.
Good. What kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to everything except for country. I'm not a huge country
I
fan.
feel you there. Sorry if I make you people mad. I do not like country, and you isn't that either. So, who's your favorite artist?
Right now, ooh, okay, that's hard. So right now, like my current favorite artist would probably be either Logic, Black Bear, or Halsey.
I like
Any of those.
Can you sing a part of your favorite song for us?
I'm trying to think of one that is school appropriate. No, I'm not going to torture you guys with my singing. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to torture you guys with my singing.
What advice would you give young Vikings to be successful?
Figure out what you have a passion for, like figure out like what you really want out of life, and then go for it and never let anybody stop you.
That's really good advice. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
And remember, it's Spirit Week. Go Vikings!
All right.
I'm the greatest hitter in the world! Strike one. I'm the greatest hitter in the world! Strike two. I'm the greatest hitter in the world! Strike three. Wow. I'm the greatest pitcher in the world. Yes!
Optimism. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
I'm going to go on a ski trip with my family to Wyoming. And then maybe do another trip with my two sons somewhere, wherever they want to go.
Right? Okay, go. What I'm going to be doing for spring break is I'm going to Tahoe and Las Vegas with my grandparents, and then maybe we're going to Texas. So.
This is a really good question. I'm hoping that the weather stays pretty good and start hiking my dog and training for some summer backpacking in the Sierras and out by Elko when we go on summer break.
What I'm gonna do in this spring break, I'm gonna go take care of my kids and my brother, and I'm gonna go play outside if I can, and being with my special human.
Woo-hoo! I, for spring break, am going to Idaho to see some friends, spend some time with my little grandbaby. There's my brag board up there. All right.
For spring break, I'm going to go home and see my parents and sleep a lot.
I am going to go spend time with my family in South Dakota. Me and my dad are going to drive there so we can spend time with all of my family that's there that we don't see like ever.
I want to say, gosh, for spring break, I'm probably just going to do things around my house, plan a little weekend trip, no plans, but play it by ear, have some fun that way.
What am I doing for spring break? Well, I got some projects around the house. I got to clean out a bunny pen. Then I'm going to play some video games, a lot of video games, and then hang out with my parents.
Hey guys, for spring break, I'm just going to relax, sleep in, enjoy my time off.
So over spring break, I am Mrs. Wilson, by the way. I am going to relax the first week and probably read 5 books. And the second week, my husband and I are hoping to go camping with our daughter down at Washoe Lake.
What I would do for spring break would be playing games and probably spending time with my niece or my sisters.
Okay, on spring break, my big plans are to read a lot, go up and sit on the beach and read at Tahoe, and spring cleaning.
Go.
I'm going to my dad in San Jose, California for spring break.
For spring break this year, I'm flying back to Michigan to see my mama. I have not seen her because of COVID for almost a year and a half, so I'm super excited to go see my mom in Michigan.
So for spring break, I am going to clean the house, walk the dogs, maybe come into the library and do some stuff in the library, which is great, which I really always like to do. And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to the dentist. They might have canceled my appointment. But that's what I'm doing during spring break.
What I'm doing over spring break is I'm going to try to spend more time outside, and I'm going to try to spend some more time with my family.
Pretty much just watching anime, playing video games.
Yeah. I will be sleeping as much as I can, and I'm also going to my friend's wedding over spring break.
That's neat.
I'll be just doing nothing. Just doing nothing? Sleeping?
The best thing to do.
Right? Absolutely.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Go Vikings. Thanks, guys.
I'm reading chapter 11. Knock, knock, knock. Justice rolls over onto his back and gropes around for his cell phone. Squints at the glaringly bright screen. 17 missed calls, 4 voicemails, and 9 text messages from a combo of Manny, Mama, and Mello. More knocking than, Jess, you in there? He groans. Justice McAllister is unavailable. Please leave a message. It's Dr. Dre, man. Open up. Doc? Justice sits up too fast and his forehead smacks against something hard. Ow! He shouts. Jess, you all right? Door's open, he says. Before his head clears enough for him to figure out where he is and how he got there, Doc is squatting near his feet. Rough night? The underside of his mahogany desk swims into focus. So does the realization that his pants are around his shins. Oh, He scrambles from beneath the desk and stands to pull them up. But his head throbs so intensely, he stumbles. Whoa there. Doc positions the desk chair behind him. Have a seat. Once he does, Doc pulls a bottle of Gatorade from his bag and passes it to Jess. Drink, he says, all of it. I'm sure you're dehydrated. Jess turns the bottle up. What time is it? He asks, between swigs. According to that clock beside you, it's 11:11. Doc smiles. Make a wish. Or do kids not do that these days? I can't keep up with y'all. Thank you.
I want to give a shout out to Miss Virgil because she is kicking butt as our principal and she's making trainers such a good place to be.
And I also want to give a shout out to Miss Langhans for working really, really hard to push accountable talk in her classroom and to get her students talking. So awesome job, Miss Langhans. Awesome job, 7th and 8th grade math students. You guys have a good day.
Shout out to all my wonderful 6th graders. I hope you have a great spring break and I'll see you when you get back. Go Vikings!
And I want to give a shout out to all the 8th grade students in my classes, 8th grade social studies. Go Vikings.
Okay, hi Trainer Vikings. I wanted to give a shout out to our student leadership kids because they are working their butt off setting up the assembly for Friday, and to Miss Hawkins who is spearheading that and getting everything organized. We appreciate you so much.
Shout out to all the Trainer Vikings!
Restart. I want to make a shout out for Mr. Trevino because he helps me to learn from our history and our languages and other stuff.
I wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Smith because he helps me with my work. Go Vikings.
Hi, I just wanted to give a shout out to the amazing teachers at Trainer. Go Vikings.
I would give a shout out to Coach Johnson and Coach Kirschman to have a good day and have a good work to do, and I hope to help them work.
Hi, shout out to Miss Vieira and
hi, shout out to Miss Hawkins for being the best teacher that I have.
Shout out to Miss Dodge for being there.
sometimes when I'm stressed, or sometimes she helps me. And shout out to her.
Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Rounds from the library, and I want to give a big shout out to all of those people who are checking out books using Destiny Discover or coming into the library and asking about books so I can check them out so everybody has something to read. And I also want to give a shout out to all those people who are returning their books, because there's other people who want to read your books, and when you bring them back, it makes them happy. So, all right, you guys, thank you.
And I would like to give a huge shout out to all of our Vikings to start the last semester strong. Get all your grades up and ready to move on to the next grade. And oh, by the way, we are starting intramural sports at lunch next semester, and the robotics club as well after school on Thursdays. Go Vikings!
Hey Vikings, just Miss Hartman here, 6th grade math and academic success. Wanted to let you guys know we'll miss you over spring break, and we can't wait for you to return. Have a great break.
Hi Vikings! Shout out to all my kids who are getting all their work turned in. You're doing a great job. Only a few more days until spring break and then 2 weeks off. Keep going.
Hi Trainer Middle School! I want to shout out all the students here at Trainer for making it almost through an entire pandemic school year. We got one more quarter left. You guys are awesome. Keep up your good work. Go Vikings!
I'd like to give a shout out to Miss Agers and Miss Chonoff and Miss Grover and Miss Olson. Thank you for all you do for our students at Trainer Middle School. We'd be lost without you, and thank you so much. And I would like to say I'm glad Miss Grover's feeling better. Thank you. Have a good day.
Hello, I want to give a shout out to Miss Turner and Chach for getting our intramurals all together, and Mr. Kurtzman, thank you team, and all the teachers that volunteered to work those. So kiddos, get on teams and get signed up for intramurals. Sports are back!
Good. Good afternoon, Mr. Nevins. In space today?
Yeah, I feel a little spacey. Speaking of that, I have somebody that has a question for you.
Do you?
Brain's not working today. All right, hold on one second.
Hey,
Mr. West?
Franklin. How are you enjoying Mr. Nevins' class?
You know, he doesn't take much seriously, but I get it why you want me to do this.
All right. You have a serious question for me?
Yeah.
All right, what serious question do you have for me?
It's more like a statement.
Okay.
So, this happened a few days ago. I was at the airport, and I was going to sue an airport for misplacing my luggage. But when I got to court, I lost my case.
And Mr. Nevins, the one who doesn't take anything seriously.
Yep.
All right. Well, good luck in any future court cases there, Franklin.
Thank you.
Go Vikings.
Vikings.
Bye, guys.